Earlier, we recapped the Business Courier centerpiece on the future of the United Way of Greater Cincinnati. Courier reporter Chris Wederick takes readers inside the United Way's perfect storm of controversy, which includes allegations of racism by a CEO who resigned less than 4 months into the job and the subsequent resignation of the board chair. United Way interim CEO Ross Meyer spoke to Chris for the story. This morning, Ross Meyer joins us here in the studio to talk more to Business Courier editor Rob Dawmeyer. Rob and Ross.
Thanks very much. Ross, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Rob.
For those who don't know, tell us about what the United Way is. What's your mission?
Sure. United Way really serves one purpose, and we've done that for over 100 years in this community, and that's really to bring our community together to tackle the biggest problems that are facing us. And whatever that is, our United Way exists to really mobilize the business community, our nonprofit community, our faith community, everybody to really come together to tackle the problems that are bigger than all of us. And right now, that's poverty. So our mission at its core, and we've done it for 100 years, we'll continue to do it as long as our community needs us, is to really unite our community to change the lives of those who need it.
One thing that the United Way in Greater Cincinnati has done, I think better than almost anybody else in the country, has been to really try to get into some of the issues. Poverty has been the recent, but in the past it's been preschool education. There have been other things like that. Yeah. What is it about Cincinnati? And this is one of the biggest United Ways in the nation. I think it was number 6 the last time I looked. I don't know where it stands now. What is it about Cincinnati and how it responds to the United Way? Yeah,
certainly. It really speaks to our community. I mean, this is such a generous, giving community, and that's why our United Way has been one of the most successful in the country. Continue to be in the top 10 despite having a much smaller market, and that's because of the people. The people and the companies that make up this community care deeply about our community, and not only care deeply, Rob, but they also believe deeply that by coming together, we can actually solve the big problems that we're facing, whether it's early childhood education, whether it's workforce development, or poverty. Our community recognizes that we are better together, and that when we come together, we can have a much greater impact than any of us can alone. And that speaks, again, not only to the generosity of our community, but really the willingness to rally together and to join forces to tackle some of the biggest problems that are facing all of us.
What's the mood like right now? Obviously, with all that's been happening and all that's happened over the last couple months, you guys need a new president, you need a new board chair. I'm sure you're in the thick of all of this, but what's the mood like within the walls of the United Way? So many people count on the United Way. So many people do, that it's got to add a whole nother layer of sort of, I don't know, stress. But what's it like inside?
I mean, I wouldn't call it stress. I'd call it passion, right? I mean, our people, I'm so incredibly proud of the people that make up United Way. I mean, every organization goes through some challenges, and certainly any organization that's 100 years old goes through challenges. We're determined to get better and to emerge from this stronger. And our staff is so focused, again, on our mission. You said, 300,000 people in our community count on and depend on the support of our community through United Way. And our staff is focused on doing everything we can to really reinvent how we engage our community and how we raise resources, because we know that the challenges that are facing our community are monumental. And we know that, again, by coming together, we can make a tremendous impact. So our staff every day, is motivated by the impact that we make, and frankly, the opportunity that we have as a community to make even more impact. So it's very much focused on the future, and it's very much focused on our mission.
Well, so let's talk about the mission. You don't see that changing at all. One of the parts of the story that we have this week, our cover story, is talking about how nationally giving, the nature of giving is just changing. Millennials don't give the same way the baby boomers gave. Obviously, everybody's feeling that. Should we expect, as a city, to see some differences in the way you guys are out there trying to raise money and get your name out there?
Absolutely. So what you should expect is, one, no change in our mission. Again, our purpose stays true, and that's, again, to really bring our community together to tackle the biggest problems that are facing us. How we do that absolutely has to change. And United Way has evolved over the century, first with the introduction of the workplace giving channel that really revolutionized giving, and now we're on a new wave of giving that's much more digital, much more driven by donors choosing and engaging in the causes that they care about. So you're going to see us, especially this year, we're excited this year to be rolling out a new partnership with Salesforce that's going to really, frankly, revolutionize the workplace giving channel to really enable donors to really engage in causes that they care about and to connect to really what engages them and connect it to a bigger picture story of the change that we're trying to make in our community. So how we go about fulfilling our mission has always got to change with how philanthropy changes, how our market changes, but we always stay true to our purpose.
Do you think we'll be seeing potential donors will be, you talk about the Salesforce app or program. The thing, I've been donating forever. You know, I donate.
Thank you for that.
Sure, I donate. I'm not trying to give myself, I'm just telling you how it works. I donate, and then I don't think, honestly, I don't really think much about it again until I get the form again, and then I fill it out and feel like I've done my good deed for the day. But as you were just saying, people want more than that now, right?
Yeah, people want to, and it's not just millennials, really, it's all donors. They want to know that their contributions are making an impact. They want to know about the stories of the change that they're making through their contributions. And in many ways, they want to stay connected to it. And not just the one time a year a pledge and when the annual campaign comes around. So whether it's through this new giving platform, through Salesforce, or through the campaigning that we're going to do year round, we're always going to be sharing the stories on a much more real-time basis of, again, the 300,000 people that's lives are changed because of your contributions, and close to 90,000 others in our community. We're going to be sharing those stories, year round, because that's really how donors want to engage. They want to also get involved beyond the money. They want to put their skills to work. They want to put their time to work against these causes. So we're going to have many different ways for people to connect to what they care about, understand the impact that they're making through their contributions, and stay engaged in the community. That's what donors want today, and that's how we're going to respond.
So what's going to happen next in order? Are you going to find a board chair first and then let that person help find the next president?
Yeah, absolutely. So immediate next steps are our new board leadership, and our board is very focused on not only securing new leadership for the future, but really looking at this as a moment to really improve across the board and build a new United Way on this tremendous foundation that we already have, right? So a new board chair is first step. That should happen hopefully in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
Then new CEO in place, permanent CEO. But the work continues, right? And then our staff and our board is now focused on setting our strategic direction for this year, getting ready for our campaign, of course, this year. So the work absolutely continues as we're trying to secure, the leadership for the future. And again, the big focus now is how do we engage donors differently, right? And we know the challenges that we're facing around poverty are monumental, and we know that we have to engage our companies and our donors in much different ways than we have in the past. And so our focus is going to be really kind of securing this tremendous foundation that we have. $50 million is unbelievable commitment that this community has been able to drive. And it continues to be, again, one of the largest United Ways in the country. But we know that we have to innovate. We have to constantly innovate, as any good organization does, on that model and find new ways to bring donors into our movement.
So it's not going to be, in some ways it's going to be the same as it has been for a century, but I think the way it's going to look could be a bit different. But thank you so much for being here. I know you've got a lot going on, and
thank you, Rob.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you very much.
All right.